Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
what's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Xbf 720, and we're back with the, you know what I mean, like I said, we get the Xbox, the bullies, Xbox Beast Fire, a Christmas Eve show. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something early with BGST, but you got to make a appointment and talk to their managers and promoters and get in contact with them superstars over there. You know what I mean? But I wanted to do something.
Lawyers and shit. You know,
I wanted to do something. You know what I mean? But people had prior obligations. Like I said, I wanted to do something. I ain't got much going on. You know what I mean? But I was in here just praying to the Most High. You know what I mean? But, yeah, bugging the fuck out. But anyway, Post, what you got going on? I think you just got off work, Christmas Eve.
I just got off work. Getting that time and a half play. You can't miss that time and a half.
Wait, everybody sounds low to me. I'm turning you up, guys up. Everybody sounds low to me.
Who, me?
No.
I'll turn my mic up.
Maybe it might just be me or my headphones. See. Wait,
no.
It's the volume.
It has its own thing, yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There you go. I'm sorry.
Get it together.
Yeah, I'm good though. I just got off work, man. I don't really do the Christmas thing, man. You know what I'm saying? The way I was raised and stuff, and the religion I was raised under. No, listen. Now you don't do the Christmas thing because they got you out there, Mason being the Black Santa talking. What's really going on, folks? No, it's crazy because in grammar school they made me dress up as Santa. And Santa no, but I did it for the kids though. You do it for the kids. But no, I'm just chilling. Just got off work. Probably gonna go see my children tomorrow. Have them come over to tomorrow. And do the family thing. But right now I'm just chilling, man. Ain't got no boxes under no tree or nothing.
Ditto. I don't even have a tree.
But you in the shelter, right, Blue?
I'm in the shelter. This man,
anybody can get it, man.
I have my own apartment. Thank you very much.
That's what Blue talk that shit, Blue.
I have bills. I pay rent. I'm a grown ass woman.
Talk about it.
Blue got like
it's in the middle of the Hudson because her feet smell like garbage.
How are you gonna come through and just start talking trash? Like
that's how I do.
He hop straight in going at the feet.
That's how I do.
He ain't got no phone.
I like how you just know what my feet smell like, though, right?
Yeah. Right, because I can smell them from here, and I live in Tennessee.
Hey, Blue was out there wearing them Uggs in August, in the month of August. It was on a dirty day.
No socks on, huh?
No socks on.
Yo, Uggs are not.
It is, but now girls get that first chilly day, they be quick to throw them Uggs on, man. You know how it be, man. But like I said, it is what it is. Hey, Max, what's going on with you, good brother? I haven't spoken to you in a while. Hey, that guy?
What's good, man?
Yeah, I'm good. What's good, fam? What's good? Yeah, getting all this Christmas stuff together, hanging lights outside the house.
Yeah, for real.
Hanging lights now?
That's crazy.
All late and shit?
Yeah. I don't do it early because it stays up through the New Year. So why the hell would I want lights on my house for 30 damn days?
Hey, let me tell you something. True story, right?
Man's like, we ain't putting up all them lights, man. I ain't taking that shit down.
We paying the electricity bill.
Because it ain't we, it's me. Everybody else is looking at me like, don't fall off the roof.
Hey, yo, let me tell you a true story, right? I always tell you guys I'm from the projects, right? But my grandmother's Christmas tree, that motherfucker was like the Macy's department store, right? Like that tree was serious. Like she got all shit, railroad tracks going around, baby Jesus over here being raised in the sky. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna go down there, right? And I'm gonna film a tree, you know what I mean, on the low. That tree is crazy. But even as a kid, my grandmother never put my toys up under the tree. She didn't play that shit. She would put my shit on the couch. What none of that going up under her tree? She ain't play that shit, man. That tree is for show. And baby Jesus, man, my grandmother tree is serious. And she old school with the plastic on the furniture, man.
Like all real.
That's how I do. I dare you to sit down. I dare you to sit down. It's plastic on it, and I dare you to sit down.
The little plastic piece going down the hallway with the little hard little things under it.
The runner.
The runner.
One of the things, you get one of the sides turned up, and then they poke you. Ooh.
Right, I dare you to go in that den. Pain. Anything after you've been outside, go walk through the den. You're gonna catch hands.
Yo, shout out to the chat, man. How y'all holiday going, man? What y'all got going on this holiday?
Nothing. Chilling with the fam. Mom's down here, my sister down here.
Oh, your peoples don't live in Tennessee, Max?
They do now. I moved my mom's and my sister down here last month.
Hey,
right
man,
after
hey,
New
man,
Year's,
so I was
right
telling
after Thanksgiving.
my old lady, man, that price she was telling me out there in Tennessee, man. You know, I'm a city
Yo,
slicker though. That shit, this serious,
so
bro.
cheap.
I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, for real.
I'm
But who
telling you
wants to live in
that's how I'm
Tennessee
moving down
though?
here.
Be honest.
How
My
the internet
mom,
out
my
here?
wife, my mom's and my wife was out looking for a house the other day, so my sister can buy one. Like she trying to get a 5-bedroom. The one she looking at is like 180, 5
Hey, yo,
bedrooms, 3.5
hey,
baths.
hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it funky. The only thing that keep me from moving down south is the internet, right? I be thinking they got some shitty internet down there. What you got? What's your speed down there? What you working with?
I got 1 gig, bro.
All right,
I got fiber. I got fiber, so that ain't it.
Yeah, I got fiber too, though. You know what I mean? But you know, certain parts of the south got some. You know, they got some.
Boy,
They
Yeah,
got
I
some.
agree. It's
You
trash.
know what? A lot of the companies, even with Comcast, with their 4K TV boxes that they're gonna come out with soon, they do a lot of the tests in the South. In Atlanta and all that
Like
South.
down here, I ain't got no state tax or nothing like that, and that goes for the companies too. So like DHL and FedEx and UPS, they all stationed out of here so that they get all them tax breaks.
That's
crazy. That's like
So I get all
Delaware.
my FedEx packages and all that stuff.
Man,
Anything
I'm
that come
coming.
FedEx or UPS come in 2 days.
I'm
That's like-
coming.
Where it's coming from, no matter what it's for,
That's
no matter
like-
about rush shipping or not, because it all
That's like
weird.
that's like Delaware. Delaware ain't got no. Usually what I do, I go down to Delaware. You know what I mean? Sometimes make a day of it. Me and Mo used to, and go down and go Christmas shopping or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Buy everything from. Ain't got no state tax, none of that shit. You know what I mean? Or go down and get a car or whatever. You know what I mean? And you don't pay no taxes on it. Delaware the same way.
I can't say the same for Chicago, bro. We just had to fight to repeal a sugar tax.
Yeah.
We was getting taxed for sugar, water.
I was in
water.
Chicago for 3 months after I got out of boot camp.
Yo, we were just getting taxed for sugar. I'm talking about juices, pop, water,
Damn.
stuff that ain't even had no sugar in it. They was taxing us. Yeah.
Hey, yo, but no, it's a real shit though. That's the move. Another thing, what keeps me from moving down south, I wasn't born with the fear of white folks, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm gonna give you an example, right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Now you see them videos. Oh, that white guy called that black guy a nigga or whatever, right? But it'd be so much dialogue, and they be going back and forth. That black guy, even though he might turn up, it'd be too much shit to transpire before he turn. Well, straight from the we going straight up top. You know what I mean? I wasn't born with a several level, like you said, a fear of a white. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. You know what I mean? It's a little different down south. You know what I mean? I'm not, I'm not saying everybody's racist down south, but you know what I'm trying to say. You do got them bunkers. You got the clan a lot part
more
thing.
segregated. It's like a little bit more like
certain places.
I'm with you, bro. I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah.
I don't get down with none of that shit.
Yeah.
The last time somebody called me a nigga, I was in the Navy. I was in A school. We was in the middle of damn class. The teacher left out in uniform, whole nine. Teacher left out. And dude, this little country ass dude sitting up front popping off. And I was like, yo, chill the fuck out. Just calm down. He was like, I'm just saying, all you niggers. I grabbed his ass. I threw him over the fucking tables and sat the fuck down. My chief come back in because he's the teacher. Chief come back in. He's like, what happened? I was like, he called me a nigga. He's like, all right, well, go see Mass Chief. I walked to Mass Chief office. Mass Chief was a black dude. He was like, I was like, he called me a nigga. He's like, what'd you do? I was like, I threw his ass over a couple tables. He's like, all right, cool. You want some hot chocolate?
Yo, I'm in Chicago, bro. The most segregated city in the United States, bro.
Chicago like that.
It is, when I'm talking about segregated, I mean segregated. Every race got their own community.
Yeah.
And the only thing different is that you see all the races in the black community, but you'll never see a Jew store set up in a Chinese community or vice versa. Everybody in our community, but all the other races got their own community where nobody is ever trading them. But it's segregated as hell out here.
I heard Chicago was like on the low, segregated like that. You know what I mean?
It happens, right? Because segregation, when it comes to self-segregation, a lot of it has to do with the economy, like the classes, the wealth classes.
Yeah.
That really has a lot to do with it. Over here in New York City, there's a lot of self-segregation, but not because people are trying to. I mean, there's a lot of people that do want to stick to, their own people. And I mean, there's a lot of Jewish communities that they all purposely cut themselves off from
Yeah,
the
them
other
Jews,
worlds. Like in
yeah.
Brooklyn, you can find Jewish communities like blocks and blocks of just only them and their people living there. But I mean, when you come to the hood, what do you see? Latino, black, right?
Yeah.
Unless gentrification comes through. That's been happening a lot. Harlem's being taken over, people. PSA, somebody tell them this ain't their home.
Let me tell you something, right? You always got a story to tell. Next year, you always got a story to tell. You said Brooklyn, right? Fucking around back in the day. This is back in 1995. 96, I'm sorry. I'm going to the Bronx to get me some Matega, to get me some smack, right? We take a wrong turn somewhere on a Friday, right? And we end up in this Jewish neighborhood. And I don't know what part of they do, but they don't believe in no type of electronics, cars, everything was shut down on that Friday. So we come riding through there, bumping our music. One motherfucker banged the hood of our car. Next motherfucker banged the hood of the man. These motherfuckers are climbing out the building and the window like roaches. He was out there fighting like it literally was like a block ride. He was out there fighting back to back like the dynamic duo.
They get the cover from everywhere, huh?
Man, they was throwing slippers, shoes, pots, forks, knives. Y'all was so happy to see the goddamn police that day. They came like, they was on our ass.
Don't mess with them. They will get you.
Yes,
like
sir.
Man.
Yes, sir. He said,
media man, when the community finally got fed up and everybody came out the building with pots.
Yeah, man. What the hell? There was one nigga banged in that car. Just cursed his ass out. Man, they looked out that window. They did a whistle. I seen bats and all. I said, what? Y'all shit was wild. Slippers, flip-flops. Fucking, what you call them little derbies they be wearing? I'm like, oh man, they about to beat our ass.
Oh my god, he just said derbies.
Yo, Parker, you trash, Parker.
Yo,
trash, bro.
Hey,
you get a few good kills and gears, and you think you able to run with the big boys. You're not ready, player.
I mean, he's been challenging you guys for a long time, and y'all been ducking him.
He was on yesterday.
Man, he the only player I know that walk around the gears while everybody running. Everybody be running, bouncing around. He just slowly walking around the map, trying to get a kill, player. You're not ready, player.
Hey, shout out to Def Jam, man. We played Gears yesterday. We
played Gears last night.
Went from PUBG to Ghost Recon.
Def Jam band was rocking with us. He got down with us last night in Gears on that King of the Hill.
Really?
Yeah, we played with us yesterday. Band played with us.
Y'all didn't invite me.
You was there. You left.
I was playing with you earlier, and then because I got a headache.
You was like, I want to play.
Yo, Fortnite is bae.
I got it.
Don't fight me.
I got you, Parker.
You a fraud G. You a fraud G.
She was like, I can't see anyone. I want to play Fortnite. I can see.
Hey, Kurt Johnson put Egg Next Gen 720. Who's the fine looking woman?
That's post
Blue
up.
said that's post up.
Yeah.
You say what now? Say what?
Right.
What happened?
Yeah, because Kurt Johnson was, shooting a shot with Blue. He was like, "Who the fine looking woman?" She said, "That's post up."
Oh wow, that's how you feel. That's how you do
I'm
me.
just kidding. At least I called you fine, though, right? You gotta look.
She's trying to get silver lining.
You see how she did?
She's trying to get the silver lining.
I'm asleep. I just realized that. Like what?
Is this next gen with makeup on? Oh Jesus Christ! Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me get this shit popping here, man. But then, like I said, do you guys have anything?
Yo, who that is?
Oh, that's my mess. Noah. It's Noah's Platinum. He's rocking with us last night.
Crown worthy. My gamer tag is post up. You can see me in Freedom Device. Gamer tag is ZAIRE, ZAIRE. You can always send any one of us on the panel a friend request and play with us when we hop on. A lot of people in the chat hop in our party chats. Def Jam Bam, I think Neverland has been in there. A whole lot of people from the chat didn't play with us. If you want to get down with some gears with us, just send that friend request, man, and get down with us.
Hey, yo, it was crazy. Yo, what's my man that hopped in with us last night? Before we start the show, what's his name? Leaky G.
Leaky G
was talking hella shit.
Yo,
I told him. I said, he said, "G, you still do?" I said, "Bro, I can play this shit a little bit, bro. I'm telling you, I'm wicked with this motherfucker, man. I can play that gears. I'm nasty with that gears, man."
Yo,
I was watching. I saw you getting in
on Ghost Recon, right? He was talking mad stuff. Z shot him, bow, knock him down. Like, man, somebody come save me. I go save him, right? He get up, he clean up the other 3 dudes, and we get the win, right? He get to talking. Man said, next round he go down, I can't save him.
That go listen. For those who I was talking about this. Actually, I was just in a party, not a party. I was playing the game with a bunch of randoms, right? And I said, by Ubisoft maybe being greedy, they may have killed that game. You know what I mean by that? Because the game sold a lot. Ghost Recon was one of the top selling games for 2017, according to MPD, right? But it didn't have it didn't launch with a PvP. You know what I mean? That PvP, the controls is tight. Like
man, yo.
Yeah, that shit like for real, that shit is hot.
And
if you guys don't have that game,
like you could really hit somebody across the map.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With no problem. If PUBG can get that type of control
what engine are they using? What engine are they using for that? Is that
Unreal?
No, I'm talking for Ghost Recon?
For Ghost Recon? No,
Snowdrop.
Yeah,
Snowdrop.
Man.
I've been getting Snowdrop and the Frostbite confused because they both kind of look on the same
I ain't
level.
gonna lie. You know what I mean? But you played it a little bit. What you think about that Ghost Recon, Mash?
I've been playing it a lot. I'm like level 26 or something like that.
Holy shit!
Low key,
you just hop right in. Like, what's like?
I'm a level 1 though.
Like, I don't be on, and then when I get up,
I'll
be playing games.
Mass, you ain't getting saved from this, man. We hop on the X. Mass in the party chat on the PC, people.
Yeah,
all the time. That is 100% true.
He's rarely on the box. Only time he on the box is when he in the party chat. If he in the party chat with us, he's not on the box. He's playing the PC.
I mean, PC's not bad.
I'm a PC gamer. It is what it is. That is
Facts.
100% true.
I mean, I play on PC too. What are you trying to say?
I've been playing Ghost Recon on Xbox because y'all was hyped about it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna play it on Xbox. I got it on PC and it was over. It's killing me. But I've been playing online on Xbox because y'all was hyped about it. But every time I get on, y'all not. When I start playing, y'all playing something else. I'm like, yo, what's popping?
Yo, that PvP crazy, man. Because you got to get to that post.
I'm sorry.
That PvP nice, man. I love the way it control. If they can get a battle royale mode on Ghost Recon, I think that could supersede PUBG.
Hey, Blue saying
speaking of Recon, hey, Post, it took you a couple matches to realize that we was hacking the Recon tower.
Yeah, man. I was like, how they keep that? Bro, I'm in the woods, like low key behind trees, rocks, and everything. And Noah keep running up on me, dumping on me. Boom, 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 boom. You there? I'm like, how he keep finding me? How they keep finding us? It's about 3, 4, 5, 6 matches in before we realized they was hacking the tower and finding our locations. I'm like, oh man.
I'm sorry.
Merry Christmas.
Y'all gotta be aggressive. That's the key to winning that game is being aggressive.
We didn't know. I didn't know. It was my first time playing the PvP mode. And I'm like, well, I keep getting marked.
Nah, I was doing good. That was my first time playing, and I took some of y'all out like nothing.
Nah, bro, you guys was crossing.
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing. You and your scope, nah, you had the best. Like you had this.
I'm on level 4. I'm on
it doesn't matter. You still had a better scope than I did. I took you out.
I can play. Hey, you guys gotta get the notion the next gen can't play no games. Every time I was listen, I'm a killer.
I'm a killer, man. I was watching the stream earlier, and Z was knocking some heads off, man.
Yeah, I can play. Like
I mean, he got better at gears. I'll give him that. But
I was dog shit in gears. No, I'm a god in gears now.
You dog shit at everything else.
You think he a god?
He thinks he a god.
Y'all that boy put up 50 kills, and now he a god.
I was 63.
63. I saw that you play
yesterday.
I saw that you play.
No, I mean last time we played together.
But private matches don't count.
Oh, rank is easy. Rank is easy. Playing against y'all is hard. Rank is
easy.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You hear this guy?
I'm being honest. Like rank don't like. I get better at competition playing amongst each other, us, than I do on rank. I go out there and cut the rug on rank.
Yeah.
Bullshit. The rank easy as hell. Yeah, that shit don't bother me. Yeah, really. Look who I spar. I spar against Goku, Bronx, and all these jokers. You know, TiVo.
Yo, you give Goku and Bronx so like.
Yo, cause listen. They 1-2. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, but I sit back and I watched Bronx Hayes play. Like, literally, like that motherfucker's a maniac. Like, you know what I mean? Goku can play too. You know what I mean? But shit, Bronx ain't no joke. Ain't nobody fucking with Bronx.
How about you knock them down a little bit? They don't need to be put on this pedestal.
Oh no, I keep it funky.
I've seen Bronx be around like 3 or 4 people,
yes, sir,
and by herself and kill all 4 of them.
Yes, sir.
Like easily, effortlessly. No, like man, that boy's a problem, man.
Y'all gotta get to know more players. Y'all obviously have not like met like players. If these are only 2 people that you think are that good,
no. I have met some players, even some PC players.
Player.
I have yet to see someone better than probably
I'll introduce you.
You twice. I done ran into a couple.
That's what it is. Blue she get them people that be all these leagues and that do this for forever. Yeah. Like that's all they do all day, every day. She got them stuck in the back. Like she keeping them in the back room. Like y'all stay right here until I need y'all. That's why
she pulled up on us the first time.
When she tried to pull up on us first time, I remember.
She pulled up on with esports players.
Because you family now. Don't think
she pulled up with a whole squad of esports players.
But now she tried that last go round when she got teabagged. Man, I could play with them. My man, what was my name?
Fuck out of here. Yep, I quit real quick. I was like, this is not happening.
What was my man's name? Who was calling him Captain Saber? What was my man? What was his name? Oh, don't worry, I got this. We about to murk this weirdo ass. What the forgot?
Yo, you ain't finna teabag me. Quit.
No.
Oh my god. I remember she was in the stream. She was like, really? Z out here pulling these motherfuckers. Oh, that's some bullshit. Calm down.
There's video evidence on it, guys. If you want to see Xbox Juice, put it on his channel.
Excuse me.
I don't give a. I don't care. I was just like, not happening.
She's like, fuck you, your parents.
I was like, you gotta respect me. You gotta respect me.
Z screaming on the stream. What are we doing here? What are they doing this?
So bad. He was like, you got the game.
Yeah, I still got the footage. I ain't never heard this. Hey Z, I can't make. Hey, hold up. We got a question here. Listen, I'm gonna get into what I wanted to talk about in the show, but he said Von Lamont said, "Hey Z, why K-Mega is not part of the Broadband Bullies? He got K-Mega got his own thing. What's called the GRG or something? Well, I guess
K-Mega got his he got his own team, his own brand, GRG podcast, and I think they got the intro media gaming thing too as well.
Case, man. You know what I'm
saying?
Hey man, we're podcasting on Christmas Eve,
and more power to them, man.
You listening?
They definitely got
my man Rico GBH said, "Nice channel, Musa. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love and support. Hold up, but what's up, Ed? My man Ed just hit me in the line. He said Zaire is dog shit at Halo 5. Yes, I am. This I why? Because the Bible told me so. It is what it is, man. I don't play. I don't really like Halo in real life, man. I don't really care for Halo. I've always said that, man.
I don't either.
We still play it though. I rock with Halo. That's my joint.
I can play. I will have to play it. You know what I mean?
Halo's alright. I haven't played it in forever.
I just prefer
always be the best one.
I'm not a Halo guy, and you will still get these damn hands. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Everybody. I'm talking. I talk at every single body. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking at every person.
Oh,
I'm not a Halo guy, and everybody will still get these damn hands.
Okay, we're gonna have to see about that player.
Why are you so confident?
You just ain't for to call nobody out, and we just for to see
confident because I'm good at video games. Shit ain't new.
I mean, but like I said, it is. But tomorrow's Christmas. Do any of you guys have anything special? You know what you got going? Anything special for Christmas? You're praying to the mini face God. You're going down to the church. What you got going on Christmas, bro?
I ain't doing nothing.
I might go. I plan on being on the box.
On the box.
Yeah.
Okay. You got any children, or you single? No children, or
are you religious?
Okay.
I wouldn't say religious. No, I believe in God.
Oh, I believe.
You said Jesus the light. The light of
Everybody-
the day.
My wife got to work on Christmas, so we stayed in town. So
Oh, okay, for sure.
You know,
All right. Well, what about you, Blue? Are you gaming, streaming? What are you doing on Christmas?
So sometimes what happens is I have a plan in my head and I say, all right, I'm going to do this. And then what happens is I wake up at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon and then I don't end up doing what I wanted to do. So there's that. But I plan to maybe go see the Christmas tree. I don't know if you guys know, but in Rockefeller Center, there's a huge Christmas tree that it's like a tourist area. I don't really like going to these tourist areas because they're super crowded and tourists are crazy. Like I don't know what they're thinking, what they're doing, but they act like you don't exist.
Also,
and they like walk over you and push people like to push me and everything. So I don't know, but I might go see the tree, hang out over there.
Hit the tree. Okay, I'm not going. Okay,
real talk. I lived in New York 90% of my life. I never been to the Statue of Liberty or to see that dumbass tree.
Bro, you stuck into the country of legally, man.
It's pretty. Oh my god, I will fight you. Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know. So what are you doing, man?
Well, living in the city and don't know his way around his own city.
No, I know my way around. I just never went because I didn't give a damn. It was always there. So why would I need to go?
That's common. I see that a lot. That tourists come here and experience the more of the city than the people who live there.
Oh yeah,
like I said, it was always there.
I've never been to the Statue of Liberty.
I live 3.5 blocks from the Bronx Zoo. I've been there 3 times. And it was all on school trips. It was all on school trips.
Nah. The Bronx was lit. If you haven't been there, you should. The Bronx was amazing.
Again, I've been there 3 times. They was all on school trips. Every single one. I've been to the.
How you live 3 blocks and they have free days, man?
I know. I'd rather go down on Fordham because that's where the kids was shopping. So it's just what it was.
Hey, you could, baby. Rico, GBH. Yeah, you can have your squad swing through. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Let's go with y'all. Merry Christmas to y'all, man.
Who that Xbox?
What up, Juice?
Merry Christmas.
Hey, yeah. What you got going on with yourself? What you getting involved into? Christmas Eve, Christmas. You got anything?
Man, just enjoying the holiday vibes, just meeting up with family, presents and stuff like that. You
got that Christmas juice. I know you got that Christmas juice.
What's Christmas juice?
You got the juice.
Eggnog and honey.
Juice.
Master said it.
Okay, so we drink Coquito, so it's different. Just saying.
Master said it. Nah, but just enjoying time with the family, man. Gaming as usual.
Yeah.
I'm about to hop on to some PUBG in a little bit, but yeah, man, just having fun, enjoying the time off.
Mighty Moss, what's going on, Moss?
What's up, peoples? Y'all just slipped in real quick. What's going on? What's going on? It's not like I missed everything. Damn.
No, we just started about 20 minutes ago. What you got going on with yourself? What you doing for the Christmas Eve for the Christmas? You got anything planned?
Me and my wife trying to wrap up all these gifts for these badass kids, and then tomorrow we're just gonna drive by and chuck it at them. And you know what I'm saying?
At that point, I mean, how many gifts did you get?
When he's not making hilarious intros.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Hey, listen, Moss,
I was dying.
Moss, when I say that is the funny. What do you say, Wags? When I say that was the funniest video I've seen the last couple years. Eat our babies all fucked up. Please, you get that.
We got niggas out here with the syndrome.
That was shit there, man.
Yo, that joint had me crying, bro.
I tried to tell Wags, man. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this again, peoples. If y'all are not part of the chat, join that chat, man. Wags was going bonkers in there, man. Yeah. I told him the YouTube police was coming after him. He ain't listen, man. So somebody put a pack on that head. I had to do it, man.
Yeah, that was funny shit. I'm gonna leave the link down below, man. You guys should listen. Leave the links to your channels in the chat so they can follow.
Yeah, put the matter of fact, put the link to that video. Go in the chat, man. They gotta see that, man. It's hilarious.
I have it at the end of this video here, but Moss put the whole video in there. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Check
out the new Discord channel too that Blue just dropped in the chat, man.
Also, like I said, I'm a little slow. No, I'm a slow one. we're gonna start getting really active on Discord. You know, I mean, it's like the new Twitter. So if you guys are on Discord, that is the link to our Discord. I have it right here on my desk and on my phone. So if you get at me, say anything, I'm gonna respond back to you guys. I didn't know how to work it forever. I was late to Twitter. I got Twitter down pat. You know what I mean? That's our Discord. You know, you want to rock out, would talk to us, set up some gameplays and stuff. Also, like I said, tomorrow, I'm going to. I've been saying this for like last month. Since the X came out, I'm going to set up leagues in certain games. I'm going to start small. I'm going to do a Ghost Recon, Gears, maybe PUBG, 2K, Fortnite. Blue Six going to run Fortnite. About 5 games that we're going to, you know, stream and play with you guys. I mean, get you guys involved in what's called. So I'm going to make the 2K league up. I'm going to do it. I'll do it tonight. As soon as I finish this right here, I'm going to set up the 2K league. You know what I mean? And I'll tweet it out. If you're not following me on Twitter, Zaire 2005, I'm going to leave the name and, you know, and if you're interested in joining, I'm going to make it a short season, maybe like 28 games, something small. You know what I mean? We can all play our games and get to the bottom, you know, make it to the end of it.
Send them friend requests.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Y'all send them friend requests.
You know what I mean? So we got it was set up. Shout out to my brother Jay Fonzarelli, man. Shout out to him. My man Braxton Gamer. You know what I mean? But listen, I wanted to ask you guys a question while I got you in here. Let me go to the actual article. I wanted to ask you guys a question. You know what I mean? Was a few things I wanted to talk about, right? 2017, right? For Microsoft, right? We've all had our opinions. Some people saying they had the best year ever. Me, I as far as game-wise, what they had to offer, I think it's probably, since me being the Xbox fan, to be honest with you, I've been an Xbox fan since 2002. I'm sorry, since 2001. I've been on Xbox Live since 2002. So I've been here. If you look at my gamertag ZAIRE, that's a throwback. You can't even get a name like that anymore. You know what I mean? I was a beta tester for that shit there. And the lows that we had as far as exclusive wise. Now, some people may like Halo Wars 2. I'm not into RTSs, you know what I mean? But I'm not, even like I said, to have a game like Forza Motorsport, which I know is huge for Microsoft, but a simulation racer is still a niche title. You know what I mean? I'm not into simulation racers, but I do like the Forza Motorsport series. That's more like the Need for Speed series for Forza. For people say, well, Microsoft released it for they're two different games. One drives like Project Gotham, another one drives like Gran Turismo. If you're a Sony fan, maybe you can understand that right there. One drives like Need for Speed, another one drives like, you know, Gran Turismo or something like that, right? Very, very lackluster. We had what did we have? We had Voodoo Vince, we had Lucky Tales. I didn't even play that shit. What's the other one with the original assets that I was pissed off about? What's that game? What's that goddamn game there? Phantom Dust. And that's it. Crackdown got pushed back to 2018. Very lackluster for us in terms of exclusive. So the high, like I said, the high moment or the high point for the Xbox this year was the Project Scorpio Xbox, which I'm loving. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. If you don't have one, and you, like I said, literally, it's like going from a whole new generation. Even if you don't have a 4K TV with the super sampling, the shit looks amazing. So, I mean, this is not no fanboy shit. I have a Pro. I'm just being honest. Like it looks just that good. You know what I mean? So that was the high point. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna ask you guys right there, like you know, what was your lows for you, as far as this year in the whole, like with Microsoft, Sony? I don't know if you guys are into Nintendo, but whatever. What was the highs and lows for you, like I said, so far this year for 2017 with Microsoft and Sony?
So I'm gonna go and for me, the low was, you know, the Crackdown pushback.
Okay,
I was definitely looking forward to playing that, but seeing that they just pushed it back and didn't cancel it, you know, it's still coming. So, you know, I'm still looking forward to that. The highs, I'm pretty much right with you, Zaire, with the Xbox Scorpio. I mean, if you don't have a 4K TV, and even if you're playing on a regular, you know, 1080p TV, you'll see the improvements of that. So they had a good year in terms of gaining back some trust in the community when it comes to hardware and the power and things like that. Having the best multi-plats coming to Xbox for the foreseeable future until, you know, the next consoles come out. So in a way, they had I'd say if I had to grade it, I'd have to give them a B, probably a B- on the year, because, you know, they brought hardware, they brought us some good games, like some indie games. Cuphead was good.
I forgot about that. That was good.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
damn.
Forza was
Somebody
there.
Damn, Jesse, you on the run, bro?
They looking for you.
What up?
Yeah, he generous, ain't he?
What up? What up?
Juice generous.
I mean, they had a couple good things happen for him. So, I mean, it wasn't a total loss for the year. I know I just saw something on N4G saying that, a year to forget for Microsoft. That's just BS. But, that's just my thoughts on it. If I had to grade the year, I'd say B-.
Okay.
He generous. Generosity.
What about you, folks?
He's a generous person.
It was a very confusing year. I think I think they haven't been consistent with their messaging. It's been a lackluster year for the software side. The ups have been the S and the X. Outside of that, the consistency with the updates going from every 6 months to just bring pretty much on a week-to-week basis. But I think I give them like a C, man. I give them a C. I think Microsoft, and the reason why I give them a C is because if you look what they did in the 360 generation compared to what they're doing now, that is a significant drop. However you want to look at it. I love Microsoft, but I have to be hard on them, and they should expect this. You be hard on someone, that means you expect great things out of them and you want them to bring their best. And that's what I want them to see. But this year has been lackluster for me. The message has been mixed exclusives. The opportunity there to grab some exclusives, they have really kind of dropped the ball on that. The opportunity to grab marketing for certain third-party games, they have dropped the marketing for that. They have pretty much gave this generation away. They handed it to Sony, literally. They could have did a lot of things that could have changed the outcome, but I give it a C, man. And I'm just gonna wait to see what comes to fruition over the next year or two. But this year, man, I agree. Whatever that story is, it is a year to forget, bro. However you want to look at it, compared to what they was doing in the 360 generation.
All right, for sure.
I agree with that, especially when you're coming with the most powerful hardware.
It's not just about
forget
the
about
most.
that.
Come on, bro. You don't want to go there. You don't want it right now, Christmas. You don't want it on Christmas Eve.
I'm just saying, bro.
Forget about
the most powerful console ever. Just forget about
it's not
that.
Just about. It's just about hardware.
Yeah, I know it's not, but still,
the hardware and software complement each other, bro. Hardware and software complement each other.
I mean, that's true. If you got the hardware, you have nothing to use it with. I mean,
but the games are enhanced for the system. What do you mean?
It's not just about enhanced games.
It's games you already played.
Not everybody. Not everybody played all the games.
We're gonna let somebody chop in.
Jesse, what you got to say, Jesse?
Yo, I don't know. I give Microsoft a B. I really do. I feel they came hardcore with that new system. That system is.
Listen. Hold on. One second.
You don't grade something. You have to have something to compare it to. You giving them a B compared to what they did in the 360 era?
Well,
you got to have something to compare it to.
360 era. What the hell?
If you go grade them, you got to have it something to compare.
I mean, you can
grade them. I'm gonna let y'all go. Is y'all to interrupt me? I'm gonna let y'all go. My bad. I do apologize. Go ahead, Jesse. Do your thing.
I'm going by the.
Hey, just hold on 1 second. 1 second, Jesse. Hold on 1 second, Jesse. And for the record, Jesse is our resident pony.
Yeah, he's a pony.
He's a pony.
He's a super pony.
He is 1,000.
I had to throw out that disclaimer. Talk to him.
All right, so my thing with the 360 era, my 360 ROD Red Ring of Death, I gave up. That was it. I never bought another one.
You never got no use on the fixed income. Like what happened? Talk.
No, I just gave up. That was it. I was done. The PlayStation. I had it for about a year and a half. The PlayStation 3 came out a year later. It burnt out. It died. That's why another reason why my gamer score is so low. So I started over. I couldn't even remember what it was to sign in, but that's another day. For 2017, I think they came with the system. It's a beautiful system. The engineering on it is insane. It's like half the size of the PlayStation Pro. It blows the PlayStation Pro out of the box. In my personal opinion, I know I'm probably get bullshit from that. When it was released, they had what? How many games came enhanced? Like significantly enhanced. Where I was like, wow.
Can't believe I'm agreeing with Jesse.
Cuphead was a smash.
I don't know where y'all had it.
You know, Cuphead was a smash.
All right.
You know, and I know they just laid the framework for what's going to go forward. Do I think they're going to just sit there and that's it? I think there's stuff down the works. You're going to see a lot of things. I feel, you know, they kept the controllers coming. You know, they surprised me. You're looking at someone that really just didn't like Microsoft like that. And they surprised me this year. I didn't think the Xbox was going to be as good as it was. I didn't think they were going to the X. I didn't think they were going to have so many games at launch with a significant difference and still bringing them. You know, now they got the power.
Now what do you mean a significant difference compared to the Pro? Because you have a Pro such as myself.
Compared to the Pro.
No, listen. The reason
significant difference in the Pro.
When I put in, for instance, I put Injustice on it, I was like,
that's
wow. When you had Injustice going, and I looked at the Xbox version, Xbox One S, and I looked at the Pro version, that was like, wow, you know, how much better can this get? Now I play Injustice on the X, and I can see the difference over the Pro. People say they can't, but if you can't, you're blind. Because I can see the difference, bro, when I play that shit. There's a lot of other games, too, like Wolfenstein. I've seen it on the Pro, and I've seen it on the X. There's a significant difference on the X. People that say they can't see it is a blind fanboy. They're just hating. There's a difference. The multi-plats are going to steady be rocking them better on the X. And there's nothing you can do about it. As a Sony fan, what are you going to do? You know, it is what it is.
Listen, Justin, I'm glad that you said that because, again, you guys
rarely get a Sony fan that would.
Listen. For those of you that are new to the show, somebody they having a fist fight back there. But those of you guys that are new to the show, right? I always tell you guys that I'm a very shallow man. I would take beauty before brains. I'm a graphics whore, and I was pro. Pro PS4 Neo. We're talking about 4.2 teraflops. That's a lot of mustard on the hot dog. I bought for that holiday season 2017-16, I'm sorry, I bought all the multi-plats that came out on the Pro, right? That's why I didn't have Battlefield and that shit for the Xbox, but it came to get Yaxes, right? And I was suspecting a big leak than what I already had. You know what I mean? I always say this too. Resolution doesn't give you better graphics, right? And that's why, I always thought it was silly for console gamers to be arguing about resolution. It's the textures, the shaders, stuff like that's what give you the better graphics, right? And all the Pro was a bump up in resolution. You know what I mean? It's the textures, the super, again, that what gives you the better graphics. And I liking the Pro. And you damaged. No, like I have an Xbox One S, right? Got that day one, the 4K. I like the 4K and stuff, right? Upscaling the 4K, and I like the HDR, right? But when I got the X, it was like me going to a new generation. You understand what I'm saying? And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe just looking at these videos here on YouTube, and if you haven't, even if you don't have a 4K TV with HDR, it's a huge difference. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can explain it. And like I said, Injustice is one of those games. Like, and that's Jesse's game, the Injustice. That shit look amazing. You know what I mean? Gears of War. You know,
I still don't understand how they gave them a B. Well, just because of the X, we have closed studios, canceled games, lack of. I don't understand. I mean, the X saved them. You jump. If it wasn't from the X, it probably would be worse than that. And y'all giving these boys a B, so y'all just gonna sit here and not recognize all of the stuff. So y'all just gonna sit here. Look, it's cool to it's cool to be a fanboy and recognize all the good things Microsoft do, but you cannot just look past the things that they haven't got right this year.
Sony then.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what I guess, you know what I give Sony? I give them an A. You know why? Yeah. You know why? You know why? You know why? I can explain.
Burnt this biscuit, bro.
Look, Sony have. Hold on. Whether you know it or not, they have been killing it not only with their exclusives but with third party. They have more. They have whether you call these games Jap crap or not. They have more Japanese support than Microsoft. They have more RPG support than Microsoft. This is why I'm giving them an A. They have
played the Japanese games,
huh?
You play them Japanese games? That's why you give me.
Yes, I play Ninja Gaiden. I got
that was like
hold on. Look. I got Ninja Gaiden. I got what's the RPG that was on the 360?
You don't even know the
Blue
name.
Dragon.
No, Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey. I got a couple Japanese games. I love action animated Japanese games. Like the other stuff, RPGs, strategies, and all that stuff is left to be. I don't really rock with that. But if it's an action like a Devil May Cry, I played that. If it's an action game, then I'm down for it. But the reason why I give them an A is because they dominated with marketing over Microsoft, not only on social media but on TV. They dominated Microsoft from the third party perspective, getting more exclusives from third party than Microsoft got this year. They dominated with the exclusives. Whether their exclusives got a date or not, they've been consistent with throwing their lineup in their consumer face to keep their fan base invigorated. Whether they got release dates for them games or not, the consumers are ready for what's to come.
That doesn't mean you give them an A for hopes and dreams.
I'm not giving them A for hope. This is a collective of what they've been doing. They took Microsoft whole 360 scheme and ran it against Microsoft.
Right.
Microsoft got ran by their own methods.
I can see what.
Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
Hey, Jill, check it out, right? Jill, I can see where Post is going with this. The reason why I didn't. I can say maybe an A. I say maybe an A to their fan base because at the end of the day, right? Shout out Elijah Parker dropped $2 in the super chat. I appreciate it, Elijah Parker. The reason why I say that because even though those and I said this too, even though those games may not appeal to me, like all those tinky winky,
they appeal to somebody.
Yakuza 15, their fans, they care for me. That's not for me. I don't buy it. When I buy, the PS4, place I got it just for the exclusives, the God of Wars, the No Days Going to Spider-Man. That's all me right there. The Uncharted, the Last of Us. Detroit Human, whatever the fucking Death Stranding is going to be about.
They give their fans what they want.
And again, I will give them maybe an A for that to catering to what their fan base want. But in the same token, right? Yeah. And this even goes back to what I'm saying about Microsoft's E3, right? I'm from the mindset that indie shouldn't be on the big stage. You know what I mean? When I think of E3, I think of the Michael Bay over-the-top Transformers, blockbuster AAA games. You know what I mean? And me, like I said, being an Xbox fan or a true, be the behemoth you are. You know what I mean? I'm bleed green. That's the type of games that I'm used to. You know what I mean? From being an Xbox fan. You know what I mean? Yep. And when you got people like Shannon Love saying that Recore is on the level, as a Gears of War or Halo.
Not look past these things.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or the fact that, or even the fact that they chose to enhance Zoo Tycoon and Rush and all that shit, right? Well, listen, whatever it may, even though it's in house, right? I'm not saying not bring those games out because maybe somebody may like it, but the fact that they took the money and the resource to Xbox One enhance those games, and we couldn't get a full HD version or a new version of Phantom Dust. You know what I mean? It was like $8 million. That's the things I don't understand. I'm questioning this Microsoft.
Yeah, they have some questionable choices. Let's play the bills. Let's play the bills real quick.
Shout out to Gray's take. He said for Z, he's $25.
Appreciate it.
Super chat. He said for Z to get a small bottle for New Year's.
Hey, baby, no.
Because he gonna be screaming.
This is like cool. What are we doing here? I gave him a B poster. It's for someone that totally gave up on Microsoft to come back to them and actually wanting to play them and starting to spend most of my majority of my time on the X now.
Yeah,
so it was just my personal opinion on that.
Oh yeah,
they sucked me back in.
Yeah,
pay attention to them where in the past I didn't want nothing to do with them. You know what
I'm
saying?
Okay, hold on. Could you run that by me again, Jess?
Yeah. I was just saying my B was because as someone that gave up
$25
that really didn't, mess with them at all. As someone that spends most of his time playing on the X, they sucked me back in. I'm like, hold up, you got my attention, Microsoft. That's why I gave them the B on my own personal experiences with them. That's where my B came from.
Okay. So you know what? I can respect that for a Sony fan who primarily Sony is your preferred console. And for the X to kind of get you away from that system, like I can respect that grade. I can respect that grade. Yeah. But Juice, he was wood buffering. He was wood buffering.
How you gonna say I have his opinion? Let that man have his opinion.
I'm just messing with that.
I'm gonna give my grades real quick to both Sony and Microsoft. Microsoft, you get a C minus. The X definitely saved you. 1000% definitely saved this year for you. And I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you will do something with it.
Facts.
Now this time next year, we having the same damn conversation and the outcome is looking the same, then foot to ass. Right now, I'm gonna give you a C minus. Right now, I'm gonna give you a C minus and say that you have something on the horizon. So we'll see. They need to start announcing stuff. That was their main drawback for me, is that they started canceling things without announcing anything new. That's the main drawback for me. So that's why they got a C minus. It would have been worse.
No, he did say he was going to start investing in new studios. So I mean,
he said that 3 times. I ain't seen none of them new studios that he's investing in. We get leaks on everything. We get leaks on. Oh my God, Phil had green tea coffee this morning. Like, nobody gives a damn.
Talk about it, man.
I want to know what games is coming. That's my thing. You saying I've been making these studios. I got this. You said that all that same shit last E3. We invested in new first party studios. Cool. You said that all when you showed the sizzle reel for the Project Scorpio all last year. You said that. You said the same damn thing 2 months before it was released.
Talk about it, man.
I haven't heard any of these damn studios being acquired, being created. I know they have studios. I know they exist. I get all these dumbass spreadsheets.
But you just want to hear about
we got right.
No,
I get all these spreadsheets.
Okay.
They send me these perspective sheets that has asset list on them. So yes, they have all these studios. I don't know what any of them are doing. To me, they ain't doing a damn thing but sitting on their ass collecting the check.
Until they what? Until they show something, right, man?
Show me something. So, like I said, until they show me something, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But next year,
hey, Blue looking like she ain't having it.
It's Blue. I'm saying.
I can't wait to Blue perspective. Blue like she ain't having it.
We go. Now, Sony, I'm gonna give them B plus or B. I give them a B. Okay. I ain't going A. I'm gonna give them a B because the beginning of the year they put out all the shit that they should have been putting out these last 3.5 years. So
okay, yeah,
I'm not gonna automatically give them a pass. Like, yeah, y'all was doing that. Nah, y'all should have put all these games.
They had a dry spell.
Right, y'all had a dry spell. Microsoft is having your dry spell. Granted, they're at different times.
Yeah,
Sony rode their dry spell correctly. They pushed the indie narrative. They were stronger in
third party support.
And they had the third party support. They bought up all the third party support. They did it correctly.
Yeah,
Microsoft, you're coming into this dry spell.
I don't know what
they had. All of they bought Call of Duty.
They have Assassin's Creed. They had Shadow War.
They bought everything. They was like here. They were throwing money at the screen like it was out there.
Assassin's Creed and Shadow of War.
I'm saying they was out there.
Big multi-plats. I mean, shit. That's
right.
But
Red Dead Redemption 2. Sony got that.
Even with Star Wars and its trash ass microtransactions. Even with Star Wars, they had Star Wars, they had COD, they got Red Dead.
Star Wars was a flaming mess because it was
a flaming mess, but it was Star Wars.
It was Star Wars.
And everywhere you saw Star Wars, you saw a PlayStation logo.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
That's just the reality of the situation.
Yep.
Like I said,
that's my share.
At the beginning of this generation,
deals and promises
that affect
Sony got in their dry spell.
Whether you look at those as insignificant, they affect mind share, bro.
Right. Like again, it's a matter of you seeing.
But what did they give you throughout the year? Did they give you something tangible? You know, did you have something in your hand from Sony to give?
Got the Uncharted, they had Horizon Zero Dawn, they had
the games. You want to know the games? I personally bought that Sony only. Right. I bought Neo on PlayStation. It's on PC now. I would have bought it on PC, but I bought Nier. I bought that on PC though. But Nier, I bought Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. I bought the Uncharted DLC, MLB The Show, which I haven't even opened.
And Neo is a game I love to play because that gives me like that Ninja Gaiden feel. I want a Neo type game on the Xbox. That's what it's missing. Action RPG. Hold on, missing. It's a whole.
Hold on one second. Shout out to Crown Worthy dropping $5 in the super chat. I appreciate it, good brother. I appreciate it. And also to Adam's great Grace taking sorry. Shout out.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
For the $25, I made you an admin in the chat.
And so like I was saying, I personally have probably bought more of the PlayStation exclusives than most of the people who out here waving that pony flag. It's a real thing. I buy games. I buy a lot of games. I take my backlog is ridiculous, but I beat the games. They just take a while, but I keep buying games because new games come out. I'm interested in them. I want to support the developers. Me being on the coding side of it before, I know what that's like, and I know the work that goes into it. So I support the people that make these games. That's just me again. But like I said, Sony should have put out these games over the last 3 years. The difference was Sony at the beginning of this generation bought up all the third parties. So everything you saw was PlayStation. Right now, everything you see is still PlayStation.
Okay.
If Xbox went out and bought Call of Duty and if they went out and bought Call, it don't matter if they perform better. I'm telling you this as a fact because you don't see the performance, you see a commercial.
No, they did perform. You know what? That's why PlayStation was the #1 selling console this year.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking
and
about
they dominated Black Friday.
About performance.
I had to get them the console. I had to get them the console.
Think about how they play. He talking about how they play.
Let me chime in real quick, man. Let me get my grade.
Go ahead.
All right, so if it wasn't for the Xbox One X this year, I think Microsoft would be sitting at a D. They started off horrible with the Scalebound. Once we found out Scalebound was getting canceled,
who back there picking their feet?
That was
Jesse trying to break out of prison, man.
I think it was a rumor at first, right? And then Microsoft confirmed that Scalebound was canceled.
That was pretty much the same day. Like when they started.
Oh, hold 1 second. Shout out my brother again, Jay Fonz. Fonz must say the picket, man. He didn't get $20 in 2 days.
The Fonz. The Fonz. You don't know about the Fonz. If you ain't grew up in the area, y'all don't know who the Fonz is.
Jay Fonz, brother, got a great channel, man. Let me actually. Hey, you go, Fonz. I'll lead you in mine. Hey, Fonz, leave a link to your channel down there, bro. Oh shit! What the hell? Let me see.
And I know this year, we found out. Was it this year or last year? We found out Fable Legends was getting canceled. It's been a lot of canceled games from Microsoft. It's really concerning as a an Xbox fan, right? But again, Xbox is like the Xbox One X is like the saving grace. It's like redemption. Now, on Sony's side, it hasn't really been that impressive either, man. They have the perception. Like I would give this year, I would give Sony a B this year.
Okay.
A solid B.
Yeah,
but if they release the games that they've been showing this year, next year they got an A+ automatic for 2018.
If they would have released them already.
That's not no damn dates for them games.
I mean, perception is key. People don't understand that perception.
That's all y'all care about is perception.
It's all about perception. Because perception sells. Most rappers and artists sell off perception, bro.
Let's come down the middle here.
Juice, man, we're gonna have to do a debate, bro. We're gonna have to debate, bro. Cause you try to test me, player.
Well, hold on. At the end of the day, here's the thing that really matters.
Hold on a second, Money Moss. Hey, Blue, you want to chime in or something about something you
I mean, I'm personally like, I'm not gonna lie. I was super excited about the X. I went to the release day party and everything. So like, that was pretty cool. That was hype. That was like, I know they focused all their time on that this year. So I think that like everyone's saying, that definitely saved them. But I'm not exactly happy with Sony either. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm still waiting for. I'm still waiting for them to release games for me to actually buy it. Like I sold my shit, waiting for the day to buy it again, and it still hasn't come. So.
Listen, I'm glad to answer your question. I hate to question your integrity. Did you sell it because you didn't fix income? Shit was real.
Nah, I sold it because that shit was sitting there collecting dust. I was like, what am I doing with this? So I sold it, and I got I didn't have an Xbox, and then I sold it, and then I got an Xbox. So
got a question for Post Up.
Hold on, wait.
Post
I
Up,
haven't heard anyone. I haven't heard anyone bring up the PlayStation VR yet.
PlayStation this year. Post Up.
What games I played on the PlayStation?
Yeah.
The only game I played on the PlayStation.
Ain't playing on the PlayStation because they ain't got gears, bro.
I don't look. I already been honest. I don't own a PlayStation, but I have access to one. I play Horizon. I'm talking about for what I'm saying. I played Horizon Zero Dawn on the Pro. I can go get my man's Pro right now and bring it to the crib and play all the games that they have access to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you this for what. Let me tell you something. Perception sells. You want to play that off, but it sells. It's a perception that you was able to sell used games on the PlayStation, but you wasn't on the Xbox. It's a perception that there's more games out there on the PlayStation than it is on the Xbox. It is a perception with all the third-party marketing deals that a lot of them, and I'm not talking about to the hardcore fans. I'm talking to the people that's not on these podcasts, to the people that not on these forums, to the mothers and pops that don't understand what's going on when they walk in that store. Perception sales.
To the ones that still walking in the Best Buy asking for an Xbox One S and asking does it still come with a camera? You talking to those people. Because those people still fucking exist.
It's still people think that you can't sell used games on the Xbox.
Yeah, there are
it's 2017, bro. Yeah. Perception, bro.
That happened.
If they
what I just said,
2013, they stupid as fuck, bro.
What I just said happened today. I was in Best Buy 2 fucking day, and she was like, "Does it still come with a camera?"
You always in Best Buy,
yeah, bro. Perception.
The point you said you was in Best Buy, somebody saying something.
The real thing. People like that still exist. So we're talking about those people. Us, we're in the know. We have all these, insider knowledge. We read all these articles.
No,
mom,
about the people that don't.
Right, Billy's mom, who just got a Christmas
store
and her son
game on the Xbox One X. And then he look at it on the PS4 Pro and say, "Hey, this shit look way better on the X."
Where is he looking at
grab it on the X?
Well, he's looking at it because you don't even know if the store they walk into got an X set up.
Oh my god! Every store I go into, they don't have that shit set up, and it's so annoying because I'm just like, what is happening?
And then they put them on these trash TVs with no HDR.
My store, that shit is set up.
Z is living proof. Z is living proof. He walked into Best Buy and saw an X on the TV that he even had.
That's before the damn thing even came out. What was that, like 4 or 5 months ago?
It doesn't matter. The person that they had running it didn't even know what HDR was.
Bro, I had a guy
so who the person that's selling it to you?
When I went to the store, they got both of the mugs set up, PS4 and an Xbox One X, right next to each other.
What's store?
Best Buy.
All right, listen.
That's your Best Buy, bro.
I go to Best Buys around here, and there's like a bunch of them in the city, and I have people that work there telling me, "Hey, why don't you just get this game on the PlayStation? It's on PlayStation 2." And I'm like, "Bruh, I don't have a PlayStation. I know what I'm doing. Get away from me, thanks."
You want to hear something crazy? I was at Best Buy for my son to buy some shit for my son. I think it was like last week anyway. And they had an Xbox One X hooked up, and I asked the guy, "So is the TV that you guys have it connected to is HDR running?" This is the guy in the TV department, not the Magnolia department, just the regular TV department. He turned around and he says, "What's that?"
And that's the type of perception Microsoft get. Fuck out of here.
Hey, yo, you check it out, right? I'm gonna say this right. First,
if they had a PlayStation hooked up, he would have said the same shit.
Hold on 1 second. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I left the link for any of you got this look, you gotta pay the bills a little bit, right? Shout out to Razer, who also is sponsoring the channel and the brand. I want to say this, right? Any of you guys that are interested, I need like 2 more people that are interested in joining the shows, the podcast, or just supporting the Broadband Bullies. I left the link down into the Patreon. We got the website. Gonna get that up and popping too. We gotta get our red edit. That's gonna be up next. Like I said, we got the Discord. A little link to the Discord. You know what I mean? Like I said, we need about 2 more people. You know what I mean? That are interested in joining. I have a separate show for something else. If you're interested in, if you're a new YouTuber, want to join a group of good people here. You know what I mean? We all family. You know what I mean? There's a link. Like I said, get down, rock out, support with us. You know what I mean? Appreciate it. Not that anyone also. Sorry. Jesse, I'm sorry. I just had to say that. And hold on, the Crown World, somebody just left for $5 in the chat. I appreciate it. Crown's worth it. Oh, that's old file. My shit was screaming fast as hell here. I'm sorry.
Yo, can I bring up something real quick? I haven't heard anyone talk about is no one's talking about the PlayStation VR and how
somebody cut his goddamn mic off.
No, but listen. Yo, Sony.
You knew exactly how this.
You know how Sony comes out with shit
that
and then
A++, that VR.
And you know they'll stop supporting it. Sony has showed they're going full force behind this VR.
Did you sell your shit, Jesse?
I got no time for it. That's why. I sold it because I got time for that shit, bro.
Hey, listen. I told you, fucking Jesse is a pony. I know he ain't even got the PlayStation VR. I sold mine because I ain't got the time for it.
I know. Yo, when you work crazy hours, you got 2 kids, bro. You have a Switch, you have an Xbox, and you have a Pro. It's like something has to go.
I ain't gonna lie.
That had to go.
That Switch would have went.
Yeah, I know what it was. That X came through.
That Switch would have went.
That X came through, and it was a wrap.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If you can only have one console in your house right now, right? And right now, if you only can have one console, you can either be the X, the Pro, or the Switch. What would you choose?
Oof, that's hard. I would have to
because it got the power.
Nah, man, I would have to say the Pro because it's these games coming out.
He's
bro.
a pony.
These games, bro.
No, we're talking about right now. I hate when people do that.
Yeah, because these games coming out.
Talk about right now. Right now. Why everybody's so like, oh, it's coming eventually. Like that shit gets me so heated. It's not
Talk about it, Blue.
They've been talking about it for years already. What happened last E3 when they were like, oh yeah, this game's gonna come out? Spider-Man, I remember seeing that shit, and I'm just like, yo, wait, what's this in the last E3?
God of War's coming out.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's coming. It's coming though.
God of War's coming out.
Spider-Man probably ain't coming out to 2019. They got a new director.
Hey Jesse, God of War.
They got a new director.
But
God of War,
PUBG. It's coming.
God of War, PUBG. Keep it funky. God of War, PUBG.
Shit, PUBG. Fuck
right now, PUBG, bro. You know what I mean?
PUBG on PC though.
Oh, I would love to have a.
We're not talking about the Xbox.
Facts times 1,000.
PUBG.
She had to bring her PC peasantry in here.
No, but yo, PUBG seriously has me considering buying like a mid-range like laptop PC.
Mouse and keyboard,
bro. Yes, dude. I'll hook up a fucking Xbox.
Nah, you ain't gonna play no PUBG on PC with an Xbox controller.
Nah, you can play with a controller. You just got to do inventory with your mouse and keyboard. Like even when I play on with a controller, because I was training for the Xbox version, but I was doing inventory management with a mouse.
Just you're not gaming with a mouse and keyboard, G.
Nah, I can't fuck with mouse and keyboard.
All right, so
I can't
come back to reality. Hey, yo, you can do a video checks. You talking about some goddamn gaming with a mouse and keyboard.
I was watching that shit run on fucking PC, bro. That shit is butter smooth, man.
Yeah,
yo,
60 frames, bro.
I get 100 plus,
and it's controller supported. So like,
all right, hold on. We got this for you, Blue. Want to read this out? Cybersburg, check it out. Read it, Blue.
Get them, Blue. I'm sick and tired of hearing these damn company. I know. That's what I was just talking about. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Cybersburg. Man, check it out, man. Cyber, he always rock out in the super chat, so appreciate it, man.
Also, I just wanted to point out, right? Omega hopped in and started coming at us. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't ready. I hate the X is trash.
Omega's nice
full of shit.
Typical Omega.
He's nice to
said, I want to play with my ex right now. This motherfucker said, buy what you want, Blue. Get him, man.
It's because I'm nice to him. That's why.
Yo, get him, man.
Like, hey, I know you saw that 3-point line and you was like, I'm gonna shoot this shot. I'm gonna shoot it.
They switching up now.
I didn't say I wasn't mad at Microsoft. I said Microsoft is lucky that I have the X because I get to buy the games for it, and it's fine. Like I'm not saying it's not okay that they haven't had the games. You know, they need to work on. They're having a dry spell. I'm admitting it. Like, don't try and, I'm not. It's fine.
Hey, Moss, what you had to add? I'm sorry,
trying to get me on some.
Blue, you never give your grades though. You got to give your grades.
Yo, this thing keep like.
But you got to give your grades.
No grades.
No,
both of them.
Damn.
Hey, Moss, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Get yours, get it off, bro.
Say fuck huh?
Yeah, man.
That's how you feel.
What I'm going to do is, I'm gonna give a grade from a totally perspective.
Talk to him.
Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the content is concerned, like Blue said during the dry spell, fine. However, I want to look at it from a business perspective.
Here we go. The numbers.
When
You're now in tune with the Excel sheet.
Spreadsheets is here. Look,
yeah.
when you look at the fact that Sony hit 70 million consoles, that Sony was able to outsell the X with all its hyper momentum the month that it was released, even though I don't expect them to win NPDs till next year, and the fact that the marketing is horrible. You can't give Microsoft, I think, anything higher than a C- this year.
Talk about
because it was like an episode of BGST that I heard not too long ago. Now I know I'm going to lose subs, but just hang with me. The consumer market wants to go with the winner. It don't matter that people like me hate Horizon Zero Dawn or don't like the 51 out of the 58 exclusive content that they got that's only Japanese titles that have a 1% attach rate. It don't matter. The fact of the matter is that the perception is it's the winner. The winner is Sony. And because that's the perception, Microsoft got it. I don't like their business strategy. Their business strategy is purely, we just want to have our hands in every single pot. And we just want to do well enough. And they got to change that business strategy. Until I see that they change that business strategy, all they getting is a C- from your boy. Period.
This portion of the Broadband Bully podcast was the Excel sheet was brought to you by the Broadband Bully.
Period. You can't do it. They gotta fight, man. You gotta fight.
Whenever Moss is on the show, we got to do the Excel sheet portion of the show. He has to break them numbers down.
Oh yeah, Hey, posted that was Chanel. Hey,
what did she say?
They could. You said again, Chanel. They can.
Say it again, please.
Give me a Chanel. Here we go. Here you go.
I want to see you.
Yeah, they want to see. There you go.
I said,
hi
everyone, happy holidays. I
tell them I beat you.
As if I beat you if anything. Bye.
Good.
Happy holidays.
We know Chanel. We putting them hands on you.
How did you not like Horizon Zero Dawn, bro?
That shit was dog shit. That was the best question, bro.
You
said I didn't kill my wife.
Yo, I played Horizon Zero Dawn and I was walking for 20 minutes.
No.
But the fact of the matter is that they did fan service and brought them. That was the first like open world game that they brought them, and they loved it.
Bro, you can't talk about walking if you're gonna talk about PUBG, bro. Because you be walking for PUBG for like 45 minutes.
I'll be real. But that walking, guys, that walking, it be intense walking. You be looking over your shoulder, looking over your back. You be ducking down in the grass. Like, did I hear a shot? Where they shoot from? I hear a car.
That's true. That's true. Like,
in my opinion,
where's the car? I heard a car.
Hey, you know,
Rise of the Tomb Raider over Uncharted 4 and Horizon Zero Dawn.
I can go with that.
Tomb Raider. Yeah, Tomb Raider was one of my faves, bro.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider was fire. Yeah.
Listen, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. You'd be so kind. Like I said, it helps the show.
Can we talk about what Rain said?
What Rain said?
He said basically.
Hit the like button, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hit the like button, please.
What'd you say,
so he said Sony is pulling all the stops and coming harder because PlayStation is the only thing Sony has that's making the money. So Sony has to come harder. He has a point there because if you guys, I mean, you might have talked about this before, but like Microsoft only gives so much to the Xbox brand. They have other things that they're focused on.
That doesn't make sense. Sony won last generation with a $600 console.
Well, I don't think
one last generation.
I mean, even last generation with the 360, even though it didn't beat it by that much.
No, I think 361. I think Aaron said they pulled it.
Did you just mute me?
Yeah. What happened? It caught up and then it switched, and then it caught up and then it switched. At the end of the day, Microsoft sold 3 times as much software. I think it was something like that. And that's with them not.
But they still
more 2.5 years.
Microsoft won last gen because they sold way more console. I mean, way more software. So.
Right.
Okay. That's what it's about, though. Don't try to put me out there like that, though. Play
outside of insurance and their chips, that PlayStation is all Sony has. Like, everything else in their lineup hemorrhages money.
Okay, I got a question.
And it has been for years.
Absolutely.
I got a question.
When I first bought stock, it was because it was junk and it was cheap. But at 16 and some change.
Okay, I got a question.
Their TV struggling too? Their TV
man. Yeah.
Damn. Their TVs are fire.
They are.
You got to think.
TV's like, I'm sick and tired of struggling.
LG.
Everything you can get a Bravia for, you can get a Samsung for half the price.
Samsung, like those guys are killing it.
And same quality.
Right. All these ones that come out, it's the same thing.
TVs are not that.
I saw the LG OLED next to the Sony OLED. It wasn't gaming, but it was you know, that closed loop that they run in Best Buy on 4K. That Sony OLED to me blew the LG out the box.
Here's the thing.
Buffering.
Here's the thing. Now listen.
I'm just messing with you, Jesse.
No, that's fun, dude. I'm stealing that.
No, listen, check it out, Jesse. Well, you guys, what happened with Sony? This is real shit. You know, I buy TV. I used to buy TVs every goddamn year. The problem was with Sony. It may not now, but back in 2000 or even I don't even see 2000. I'll give you an example. 95, I got my first PlayStation, right? And this is me coming from the Genesis. You know, I was a big Sega fan, right? And I walked into back then I think it was EB Games or EBX Games or something. And I didn't even know what PlayStation was out. You know what I mean? I've always been a gamer, but I didn't pay attention to everything I do now. And I walked into the EB Games and they had the Sega Saturn was out and the PlayStation 1, right? And I just bought the PlayStation 1 just by brand recognition because back then Sony was the Apple of what Apple is right now.
Yeah.
Even to give you an example, their Sony laptops and computers cost if not more or just as much more as Macs, and they were just running Windows. The problem, what happened with Sony is that for years they outpriced themselves. Like you were just talking about, you can buy a TV with the same specs, if not better, than a Bravia TV for $600-700 cheaper. And then people just got kind of, like I said, hip to that, right?
Pop off. Norton, join Norton.
I sent you the link, Norton. Like, you don't ever answer, bro. I sent you the link. So that's what happened with Sony. They kind of outpriced themselves. You know what I mean? My first 4K television that I bought, that's a video on my channel. I paid about $9,000 for that television, right? And for that TV to be outdated and like a year later with no HDR on, shit was crazy. But that's neither here nor there, right? For years, Sony, they went from 100, I think it was $135 billion in 9 years, and you know they was down at the start of the generation of 2013, down to like $27 billion. They didn't turn a profit in 9 years. Lost money, lose money, lose money, right? So I raised this question on BGS. Hear me out, right? I'm gonna pull it together for you. I didn't understand how Sony can out hustle Microsoft, right? And when I mean out hustle them, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And like even like as far as the gaming, if they're gonna take this thing serious, where Sony's just out there out hustle them, right? Shout out to Kate Maker, that dude is the dude. Wow. And I said, you know, we said Microsoft don't need no marketing, they don't need no commercial. They're going to save that for exclusives. Here that you got Sony, they're still able to give their fans those exclusives. They're still able to do marketing and do third-party deals. You know what I mean?
With less money.
Exactly. What the fuck are you doing? Look, I'll give you an example. I primarily cover Xbox content on my channel, right? You go to my channel, you're going to see a PlayStation commercial, VR, whatever the fuck the case may be. Now, they argue me. I don't normally watch regular TV anymore, but you know what I mean. I remember the start of last generation. Well, this last generation, I will see the 360 on TV everywhere. When I'm watching my favorite movie, Transformers, something like that, it's not like that. And everything now is a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like I said, because I don't know why Microsoft fired their marketing team. Now Sony has the marketing team that Microsoft had with the 360 generation. Like this is, like, you know what I mean?
And you can tell. And you can tell.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Who would have thought that Street Fighter 5 would have been an exclusive? Like never coming today.
And the next one is exclusive too. The Street Fighter EX, that's PlayStation exclusive also. Like
never coming. Like never. And the developer stating that I haven't heard that this gen from only Cuphead. But I'm talking about like one of them big games. I haven't seen a only on Xbox title outside of what Microsoft. I'm talking about outside of Microsoft.
One didn't go to PlayStation.
Well, that was it. That was the only one that came out. Said was a lifetime exclusive. And I just said to the other day, I said I don't know what type of deals that Sony do
versus what Microsoft do.
Yeah, because their games. They look. We were just talking about Crash Bandicoot, right? And that's what multiplayer. Activision owns it. And that one's. And I don't. Trust me, I don't want to play anybody's fucking Crash Bandicoot. It's not my thing. But that's still exclusive on the PlayStation. The next Street Fighter, like I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? My thing is, and listen, this goes back, and people didn't understand what I was saying, right? I would rather Microsoft. I'm gonna say this again. I would rather them spin off the Xbox division, let them stand on their own, and gamble on themselves. You know what I mean? It's worth about the end of $25 billion with them. Let them go out there, motherfucker, and gamble on themselves. Just cut Redman, they check every whatever quarters or whatever the case, instead of fucking I don't know if it's them micromanaging them. I don't know if it's Phil. I don't know who the hell it is. Let them go out there and be great. You know what I mean? That's why I said before. That's why I made this comment when I said I had more faith in the original Xbox when it was getting sold 10-1 with Steve Ballmer and those guys. You know what I mean? Because I felt the passion. This generation, like I don't know, like this shit's been all. I mean, like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like this shit is crazy. Hey, Norton, check your inbox on Facebook. I've been sent you the link, bro. You don't ever answer your Facebook. If you want to hop in, you can hop in. I've been sent you the link, Norton. It's in your Facebook and your Facebook in your inbox.
Yo, I have a question for the Xbox fans. Do you think Phil Spencer is the answer for Xbox going forward? Do you guys think he's done a good job since he's taken over? Honestly,
I don't think Phil's the problem. Jesse, Phil's not the problem. The problem is Satya. What we got to remember is when they came aboard in 2013, they came aboard to clean house. The stock price was horrible. They came to clean house, and Satya's mind state is efficiency, high stock price, high revenue. That's why they released the console, but they ain't invest in games. Shannon Loftus was just playing hacky sack, you know what I'm saying, in the office. So I don't think Phil is the issue. The issue is Satya on down. And until they change their mind state, until they're willing to compete, this is what we're going to see. We have to force them to compete. You know what I'm saying? Sony, on the other hand, their firm leg is their gaming division. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why
I'll say we don't know about Phil yet. I think the answer's still up in the air because
the jury's out on Phil.
Now with him being at the at the head of the part of that higher echelon of CEOs or whatever they are. Yeah, exactly. We'll have to see what he does with that.
Okay, I got a question.
So the jury's out on Phil.
I'm still waiting on Phil. As of now, he's done a good job. In my opinion, he's done a good job, especially with bringing new breath into the hardware and stuff like Rare and things like that. So I mean, bringing Rare back is big.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna wait until next year and decide whether foot to ass is needed.
He ain't done nothing
right now.
Nothing.
Everything has been cleared up. Services, all that's in order. Console, in order. Everything's in order. So
I can say the Xbox Live.
From this point forward, any bullshit, any pushbacks, any of this shit is all on you. That's it. So Phil and Satya, they're all Mr. Nice Guy. Satya, even when he was in the tech department, he was doing the same thing. He was pushing for all consolidation, everything under one umbrella. He was doing all that same stuff. That's what won him the job. Because when they took over, there was a group that was trying to push everybody in the old regime out, and they succeeded. And Satya,
he came over from Nokia, right?
He won over that group, huh?
He came over from Nokia, right?
Satya?
Yeah, he was internal. He was over the cloud. The cloud.
Yeah, he was internal.
Okay.
Right, he was internal. So that's what I'm saying. He had all of those things in order, and he was pushing this agenda from the beginning. That is what got him this job. And all of his things have started to work. He slowly started to integrate everything into one ecosystem. And good or bad, actually, that helps Xbox more than it did before. Because before, everything was segmented. So it's theoretically spinning off Xbox was easy because it was its own segmented thing. Right now, it's all under the Windows umbrella. And all the groups that were saying, we don't need this part, cut this part, it's all about Windows. Now everything is Windows. So you can't cut anything because it all requires so much extra logistics. He made it so that everything is all in one pool. So all the resources can all be pulled to one thing. If I develop for Windows, I develop for everything we make.
Facts.
That way I cut down on R&D and all of that shit. So now it's all one singular development platform, and going forward, that helps us streamline, that helps us put out things faster, that helps us stay ahead of the curve, that helps us make money because we only have to develop for one thing as opposed to 6 different platforms across 6 different ranges.
I can agree with that last. They were very segregated back in
and he
day.
Did exactly what he wanted, and now that is the case, that's what got Phil his seat. He focused on the same things that his boss said, and he did. So now I want my goddamn games.
I got a question, right?
The only thing I want Phil to do as a part of that head echelon of people up there, I want him to stop that exclusives going to PC shit. I mean, that's the only thing I want him to stop doing.
Look, I'll say this though. I'll say this.
I'll
say that.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's a bad thing though. I like the PC anywhere. I'm gonna play anywhere.
Talk about it, Noah.
Gaming, so fuck. 1000%. I'm with it.
All right, here's the thing, right? I got a question. I got not a question, a statement, rather. You know what I mean? Now, I will say this, right? The gripes that I've had with the Xbox this generation has come under Phil. You know what I mean? We go. Hold on. Go lay your ass down if you knock my computer out, motherfucker. You know, like
T-minus 22.
A true Xbox exclusive. You know what I mean? Because I'm from the old school when you got to leave some value to your console, right? If you look
at that's what I think.
If you look at within this community, if you look at most people's combination, it'd be the PC, and the PS4 because they feel they can't get PlayStation 4 exclusives on the PC, right? Why would I buy your console when I can get a superior version of that said game on PC, right? Hear me out, right? Third party deals, marketing deals. Like I said, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Phil, I always get labeled as a Phil Spencer hater, but all that somebody's unhealthy for gamers for one platform to keep. Your concern is not with Sony or Nintendo fans. Your concern is what's good for your Xbox. You know what I mean? People here talking about what is not healthy for gaming, and they start, they stop. Going after aggressively marketing and start getting these third party deals. You know what I mean? Now listen. I understand that the hardware.
Let's talk about it.
And this is the truth, right? This comes from an Xbox guy. Now, to me, it's always silly to sacrifice the specs of your console to include peripheral that may or may not catch on. They bump with it because they spent a lot of money on the Kinect tech during the 360 era. The Kinect that we got now was with the Kinect we were supposed to have for the 360, with the process and all that shit, but it would have been too expensive. But hear me out. So the fact that you had a more, expensive piece of hardware, and they really didn't have any software to support the Kinect when it came out. To be real, they only had was a demo. They didn't have any goddamn, software. They didn't. The Kinect Sports 2 wasn't ready. None of that shit, right? And then you had your biggest competitor that was $100 cheaper. They took the camera out the box. Microsoft should have did that from the rip, right? But again, then you had the whole 900p, the 900p, the 1080p. Now listen, I always said it was a bunch of bullshit. I always thought it was raised silly for console gamers to be arguing about resolution because again, the resolution doesn't give you better graphics. You know what I mean? It gives you a sharper image, but it doesn't give. I can't tell the difference between an 1080p or upscale 1080p. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just, maybe I put the C in casual. Some people say I put the C in Caucasian. I'm just keeping that shit a buck, right? But again, so you have the Xbox One. If there were some mistakes at the beginning, right? But their messaging of this generation has been up, down, all over the world. You know what I mean? Even the way that they handle, I know I'm a Fable fanboy. Even where they handle, Lionhead Studios. You know what I mean? These people found out they lost their job on social media. Now I would say you guys, I know some people that know some people. I know some of them guys over there. You know what I mean? And to be clear, this right. And people act like Phil was the janitor before we got this job. Phil was, Phil was the head. Phil had Shannon's job, right? So that whole Windows 10 and playing, Windows 10 with that Fable Legends shit. That Phil took that idea to Donnie D. Donnie D cut the check. Boom. Lionhead Studios didn't want to make the PC thing because they said for cheating, and they never done a game. And when those games are set up, you got to get to a certain, like a racer, you got to get to a certain checkpoint to receive more money. You know what I mean? So when they were supposed to be finishing the policy, they had to add the whole Windows 10. You know what I mean? Shit was kind of crazy. You know what I mean? And I just feel that Microsoft kind of panicked and threw, how you say the expression, threw the baby out with the water. You know what I mean? And listen, now people like, well, Rare hasn't. I hate when people get to count motherfucking Microsoft money. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you comparing Rare and fucking Lionhead Studios, what the fuck is Rare giving us besides Kinect Sports and fucking grabbed by the goddamn ghoulies for the Xbox? And that's a fucking fact. You know what I mean? Just being real.
See, they don't want to bring these things up. See, they don't want to talk about these things.
These look like it might be nice though.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm not really a big fan of Rare.
The jury is still out on Phil. My issue with Phil is that
I on that.
Look, my issue with Phil, the jury is still out. My issue with Phil is that he's not on the same battlefield. I don't know what war he think he's. I don't even know if he's in the war because Sony is playing for keeps. You feel me? They're not playing. They said we want this exclusive. We don't want it to go to no other system. Phil over here is like, I want to grow gaming. I want to help Sony and the fuck is you doing?
Post up.
Here we go. Here we go. Go ahead.
I tell y'all this all the goddamn time. Microsoft is not competing with Sony.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck about Sony. They're after Google. They're after Apple.
Look, I understand that. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about
gamers see Sony competing for gaming.
I'm talking about on the software level. I'm talking about their perspective from a software level. Yeah, Sony is playing for keeps. Like, keep this off this system. And Phil is over here saying, I don't want to do that.
Right. And I agree. That is some
bullshit. Damn if you don't situation. Because last generation when they did that shit, everybody jumped on them. Oh, Microsoft is bad for gaming. They keeping games off other consoles. Now PS4 is doing it and Sony's doing it. It ain't shit. You know what, Juice?
They was winning last gen.
It wasn't game. That was DLC. They was talking about. They was talking about DLC.
Winners make the narrative. That history is always defined by the winners. Always.
And it wasn't about exclusives. It was about DLC. And that DLC that Microsoft got exclusive still went to Sony. Still went to Sony system though. It still went to. It was stuff that Sony got DLC that never came. I think that was Destiny DLC that never came to the.
So how you don't get bashed for doing that? But Microsoft, if they do something,
well, that's just gamers. That was Sony fans saying that though. That was Sony fans saying that.
They'll get bashed for that.
This is the thing. Last generation, Microsoft took all that on. If somebody was like, Microsoft ain't doing this or they bad for this, Microsoft just kept it moving and was like, we are selling this, we're doing this. Sony is out fucking standing at pushing that on to somebody else because they are like.
I don't look at it like that. I'm smart.
They out here with the
Sony lineup is sparse, and it's a good thing.
They out here. They got movers that come out here and solve. They Olivia Poping out this bitch. Like they out here with the scandal chick moving product.
Oh my God.
People will start talking shit.
They got Olivia Pope in the boardroom. I got that.
No Man's Sky, perfect example. No Man's Sky was on every goddamn Sony stage. Everybody was hyping it up because it was coming to Sony. And all of a sudden, when it came out and it was trash, it was developer. Why the hell did you lie to us? It was like 4 fucking people. Why? It was just my fault. He was like, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna fix it.
It disappeared. It disappeared.
Like we didn't know, bro. They got Olivia Pope out here working, bro.
And Sony didn't back him up either doing that. Sony didn't say nothing.
He put his ass on the island and they started shooting the cannons at him too. Hilarious.
You know what the problem I think with this, with the Xbox head people, they try to make everyone happy. They try to please everyone. You know, they try to use the pronouns for the people, you know, so they don't offend anyone. Where Sony guys, they don't give a shit what anyone else thinks except for their fan base. Yeah. They look after their own only. Where Microsoft tries to, you know, play it nice across the board. Yeah,
man, Sony be making fun of Microsoft and Nintendo. Yeah. Shit, with no problem.
And Sony understands the mindshare game. So they really care about everybody, but they know that their fan base is really going to pump it up and really advertise their product. So they do that fanfare, and Microsoft is trying to thread a needle while Sony's just throwing hatchets. Microsoft is not trying to fight.
It happened last year.
Kumbaya.
Last generation, Microsoft was like, whatever, and they kept it moving. This generation, they like hug. Let's roast marshmallows by a fire and have hot chocolate. Yeah. It was like kiss my ass. Kept it moving. Sony is like kiss my ass and keep it moving.
We'll give you our Xbox games.
You winning.
Did pop-up get in here?
Yeah, he's in here.
He got his mic. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him if we get the hell about him asking.
Yo, Blue.
What do you give?
Yeah.
What you think about Phil?
I mean, look, to be honest, it's not like one person's gonna run everything, right? They have like a board of directors, they have people that are investors, like they have to, it's a company. He might be, you know, he might have the title, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everything he does is basically his decision and his decision alone.
Okay.
So I'm not necessarily the type to blame everything on one person. I know that there's like a whole thing around it. But I think for the most part, he's doing his best. You know
what it is?
Trying. At least he's trying.
When you're ahead of a company, you lead the ship. That ship is going to go where you want it to go. Look at Apple with Steve Jobs.
Not necessarily.
You know what I mean? Like, you go where you tell your people to go, and that's it. Like,
well, that's different. Steve Jobs created and like started it from the bottom. Like, it was his baby. Like, he made it that way. Phil didn't necessarily Phil was brought into it.
So who would you consider the father of the Xbox?
I mean, that's the thing, but it doesn't matter because they're not there, right? They're not. It's different when the person who made it and created it is still in charge, because they still are that seen as that, right? They're still considered the person in charge, so they lead it a different way. But
I know who I will call. I gotta think of his name.
Peter Moore was the best.
No, he wasn't. It wasn't Seamus either.
That wasn't. You talking about that?
I mean, has it ever been that way? That it was one person?
Seamus was the original from the original Xbox, and you had Jay Allard. Yeah, he was cool.
He was the face.
That was the 360.
The 360. With 360, that's why you got the gamer tag. That's why you got achievements. He was on when the 360 was not. He was on that. He was breaking down gamer score, achievements, gamer tag, profile, all that, man. Hey, he was the face. Seamus might be the father, but Jay Allen was the face. And he greenlighted. Jay Allen was the one that greenlighted the Xbox Live Arcade. At the last minute, he gave them the funding for that, which sparked Apple app store, all the app stores that you see, even with Apple. So you know what I'm saying?
What the hell happened to him? I think they moved him over to the Zoom department. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
No, he left Microsoft. He didn't work with Microsoft.
But I know they had moved him over to the Zoom department, and I don't know what the hell happened to him.
I wish he would have stayed, but because you know,
damn, poor Zoom.
Yeah, that was my.
That Zoom was dope though.
No,
it didn't sell, but it was dope.
It was so dope.
Like, you know what Microsoft's problem is? Microsoft's problem is they either jump in
too late,
head first, too early with everything, like and don't give any damn explanation, and they just say, "Here, take it." You'll love it, and then everybody be like, "Kiss my ass." And 3 years later, somebody
come in perfect,
right? Or they come in 3 years too goddamn late, and everybody's like, "Why would we switch to you?"
They was late with the Zoom. They was late on the cell phone market.
Yeah, they either come in way too goddamn early, or
even with the new laptop they got
on time.
Even with the new laptop they got, they was late.
Right, like the service, they are slowly pushing that because the first two generations was trash sandwich. These last ones, I fucks with them.
He said trash sandwich.
They was trash sandwiches. But these latest ones, I fucks with them. But again, you always you could have had the iPad market, but you decided to wait. It's the same thing. They either come in way too goddamn late or way too goddamn early. It's one or the other. Microsoft doesn't. They have horrible timing. Horrible. Horrible. Doesn't matter who's in charge. They have horrible timing.
That's the consensus across the media too. They either too early or too late. And then when they come too early, somebody always come lay down the line and do it better.
Right. When they come early. That's like the Microsoft reveal when they revealed the Xbox One and they talked about TV for a goddamn hour. Then at E3, they didn't mention TV one goddamn time. Sony, however, did mention TV. Nobody gave a damn. The only thing they showed was Microsoft talking about TV 2 months ago. Like, that's just the reality.
That was crazy.
Microsoft always comes too goddamn early or too goddamn late.
Yo, that was crazy. They did at the reveal. Microsoft was TV. Everybody shit on Microsoft. E3, the next E3, Sony had on there all type of TV shows and shit.
Right, exactly. They just want all the PlayStation TV shows and powers and all that shit. And everybody was cool.
Nobody say nothing.
I'm telling you, Microsoft doesn't know. They have horrible typing. Like they need to get somebody in there to go now. Like that's his only job is to look at the trends and go now. That's it. That's it. You can just see one dude. I ain't motherfucking to do that. Horrible, bro.
Okay.
It's not just the timing; it's the messaging too. Like if you look back, I think it was early 2000. Remember when Microsoft was trying to push their PCs without hard drives. You know what I'm saying? They wanted you to store something on the early version of the cloud.
Yeah, the cloud.
This is what it's going to be, and people were like, "The hell it is!"
Right? Hell no.
Pop off. What's good? Pop off.
Pop off.
Yeah, what's good, y'all?
How would you grade Microsoft and Sony this year?
How would I rate them?
Yeah.
Grade them. Yeah, grade them. What would you give them grade?
Well, you know, I really ain't do nothing really with the PlayStation this year, but the VR, and I thought that was kind of dope. So I don't know, man. Not with the play, but the Xbox, I think they did great, man. You know what I mean?
You give them an A, a B, a C, a D?
I give them a B plus.
Okay.
A B. You know what I mean? Somewhere up in there.
Okay.
I was satisfied with what I got.
Okay.
With the Cuphead and the player battleground and all that, you know.
Post up one more perception.
everybody get. I guess they expected me to go hoorah Microsoft, but nah, man. I just did. I wasn't. I'm never content. I'm never settling.
Post up with a game of A. They put out some more Gears content.
Never satisfied.
That Gears is life, bro.
I don't understand. You guys jumped on Gears so late. Like, what happened in the beginning? What was the story?
That's why he talking.
I was playing Gears in the beginning. I've been playing Gears since the first one.
I'm telling you what happened. Z ain't shit.
Yeah.
Z up no Gears late with the pimp walk.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Z ain't shit. Z will come around to a game like 3 years later and be like, "Yo, this shit is fire. Y'all played it?" Yes, motherfucker, 3 years ago. But we still playing it. Let's play.
Yeah,
right now. Let's do it right now.
I was late. No, what happened was I was saving Gears for the X. And you know what I mean? And, yeah, I was because once it was Xbox One Enhanced and Forza, I was saving all. That's why I got a big back catalog. Mafia 3. I was saving all that shit for the X, man, because I knew they was gonna have no goddamn exclusive this holiday season. I
guess that's kind of smart.
Pop off, what you got going on for the holidays, man?
Man, right now I'm down here with the family. I'm chilling, man.
Okay,
I'm chilling, bro. For that. Oh, yo, I got I'm doing an Uncle Hate Christmas special.
Okay, talk about it.
I'm done with the video right now. I just need to. I need all y'all in here to do a call in for me, please.
Okay.
You can do a call in and you can talk some shit, or you know what I mean. You can do whatever you want, and I'll make a joke out of it. Yeah, I need all y'all tonight, man. Please, man. I need y'all.
Man, just send me the number. I got you.
All right, for sure. No, we can do it on Xbox. I can get all y'all in the Xbox party, and we can do it like that, man.
Can use the Discord.
Huh?
Yeah, we can use the Discord. Look at it.
He need to take the audio and put it on Upload Studio, so it might be a little.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take the audio from our party or whatever we say.
Yeah.
And then I put it in the video. You know what I mean? So
Nice.
I don't know
I'll help you if you want my help.
We got
yeah, we're gonna make it happen. Uncle Nintendo Retard single jingle bells, man. And Uncle Hate full of hate, man. It's gonna be dope, yo. Yo, this one gonna be dope, man.
It's Uncle Nintendo Retard.
He's singing jingle bells, man. Y'all can't miss this one, man. He got the solo going on.
Facts, man. Y'all support Pop Off Gaming, man. He got great content, man.
I'm a broadband bully now.
Facts.
You know what I mean? We're gonna make it happen.
When we get off here, we're gonna be streaming. We're gonna be playing games. Come get your ass whooped and whatever we're playing.
All right, for sure. But listen, I want to say thank you all that rocked out with us today on Christmas Eve. It's 11/11. Thank you all you guys that dropped off $2 in the super chat. I appreciate it. Like I said, any of you guys that are interested in joining,
bring them over here.
The podcast, the brand, hop on the website. We'll leave you the link here to the Patreon. You know what I mean? That covers your maintenance fees and all that stuff like that. Neither here nor there. But if you're interested in getting down, joining the shows, I'm gonna leave you the link. I'm looking for at least 2 to 3 more people. Let me know. I got
to get this in here. See, I always got to cut you off, player.
Also, too, check it out. Give me your email. Tell me what you were telling me yesterday too.
Okay, look, everybody who watched the show, man, I need y'all to send. I'm finna drop the email in the chat now. Send me audio, man. It could be like, yo, I'm Woo Wop the Band. Shout out to the Broadband Bullies. I love watching your show. It could be talking about a favorite part of a podcast from either recent to now. It could be how you first started watching the shows and how you enjoy watching the content, how you enjoy the content. Whatever it is, you just showing love. I'm going to take that. We're going to take that audio and we're going to do something real special with it just to show y'all our appreciation. So I just dropped my email in the chat. I don't care how you record the audio. Send it. Me and Master work together to clean it up to get it real crispy, and then we'll go from there, man. But please send me the audio to my email.
Also, make sure the audio try to keep it like under 30 seconds.
Yeah, we gotta do a bit.
We ain't about to make a movie.
Yeah, so we're gonna cut some people off. We're gonna cut some people off. How long you want it to be, Post? It ain't gonna be that long.
I know it be, you know, Z got 14K right now. I'm not trying to put 14 people on the goddamn thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but please send that audio. Please send that audio.
Yeah, Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, you should let me do you should let me do an audio with an Uncle Hey joint, man. That'd be dope.
Relax. Hey, you about to do that right now? That's man, bro. Pop off. You already know, man. Whatever you want to do, we can make it happen, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna need y'all tonight, then, man. Y'all see, I got my boy King with me.
Yeah, let's go. Look at King. Shout out to King, man.
Yeah, we about to hop on the box.
All right. Listen, thank you guys for rocking out with us, man. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Watch us work.
Happy holiday, y'all. Y'all be good, man.
Yeah, happy holidays to everybody on the panel in the chat, man.
Money making it with that cheap ass headset. You got that 360 joint.
Oh my God.
Hey, man, it's
2005.
Go ahead.
Cheap as hell, man.
Man.
Yo, we gotta go. Look at it.